o'clock on this Tuesday morning, June 17th. Thanks for joining us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abi Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a full 2 hours to get through this Tuesday morning, so let's run down what we have brewing for you right now.
All right, so this morning, the Greece Police Department is giving teens a chance to see if they have what it takes to wear the badge. We'll take a closer look at their upcoming Teen Academy. That's coming up in this morning's Crime Stoppers.
And then later, singles aren't just for dating what? What is it?
Aren't just dating for love.
Aren't just dating for love anymore. We're going to tell you more about a new trend that has people swiping right. That's coming up. What's happening out here?
Hey, do us a favor. Please don't post this one to social media.
Yeah, well, should we just start it from the top?
No, it's all right. We're getting there. It's all good.
We got a trend. That's what we know.
What's trending? And then we're looking ahead to a special event that's bringing Broadway to the Finger Lakes. We're previewing the upcoming performance from the legendary Garth Fagan dance.
But before all of that, we're going to give ourselves a break and check with Stephannie Joseph with your Tuesday morning news break.
Well, good morning there, guys. We do begin with breaking overnight news. Deputies have now identified the motorcyclist killed in a crash in the town of Bethany. Now, this happened just after 10 last night. Deputies tell us 40-year-old Ryan Farley from Hemlock died when an SUV crossed into oncoming traffic while trying to pass two tractor trailers and a farm tractor on Route 63. Now, that driver hit Farley head on. He died at the scene. Deputies continue to investigate. The SUV driver was taken to the hospital as a precaution. We are told charges are pending. There are new strikes and counterstrikes between Israel and Iran, with President Trump this morning on Truth Social warning, quote, everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Israel has broadened its bombing campaign, striking nuclear facilities, military installations, and even state broadcast centers. Iran responded with over 370 strikes in Israeli cities. Monroe County health officials are warning of a possible measles exposure. The case involves an unvaccinated minor who stayed one night at the Doubletree Hotel on Jefferson Road in Henrietta, June 6th into the 7th. We're told the individual left by private vehicle and later tested positive in another state. Anyone who worked at or visited the hotel during that time and is now experiencing symptoms is urged to contact their healthcare provider. A cannabis bust at the border is raising eyebrows after the driver said his GPS accidentally took him to Canada. 43-year-old Ronald Nunn was stopped by agents at the border crossing while re-entering the United States only minutes later. That's when they found 60 vacuum-sealed bags of marijuana inside the rental truck. The pot is valued at nearly $230,000. Nunn is expected to face felony charges. A Rochester business owner has been ordered to repay more than $245,000 in food stamp fraud. Federal prosecutors say between 2020 and 2024, Sina Amba Imbile allowed customers to use SNAP benefits to buy ineligible items, including beer, cigarettes, and cash exchanges at the convenience store on Dewey Avenue. In addition to restitution, Imbile was also sentenced to 2 years supervised release. Gananda voters head back to the polls today, deciding on the school district's revised budget. The superintendent says the new plan eliminates two proposed positions, bringing the spending plan under the tax levy limit and cutting more than $200,000. Voting takes place from noon to 9 p.m. inside the gym at Richard Mann Elementary School on Waterford Road in Walworth. New York's trucking industry is celebrating a recent executive order signed by President Donald Trump. That order putting an end to the Advanced Clean Truck Act, a multi-state initiative requiring manufacturers to sell a certain percentage of heavy-duty electric trucks starting this year. The president says the act is an overreach by the states, and the State Truckers Association says the EPA should be involved. New York AG Tish James has already joined 10 other attorneys general suing Trump over the order. The state DEC issuing a statement saying in part, quote, New York strongly believes in the importance of states' authority under the Clean Air Act and more specifically clean vehicle programs that continue to be supported by consumers. DEC also says the state will continue to support the transition to electric vehicles. For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Back to you.
All right, Steph, thanks. We'll get a check of the forecast now because we're tracking a couple showers around the area for later today.
Yeah, meteorologist Marty Snyder joining us now with a look at those passing rain showers. And we're also talking about some humidity moving in. Hey there, Marty.
That's it. Yeah, a little bit of both today. I think for all areas, you're going to notice that humidity begin to ramp up today. The showers are just for a few, and that's mainly south of Rochester and mainly deeper into the day. Right now, 67 degrees, very mild start to the day. The dew point, that's already beginning to work up just a little bit. It was close to 60 earlier today. Now it's up to 62, so we're already on that upward trend as far as the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. And I think today's going to be one of those days when we'll see temperatures rise up to about a little bit above average. We'll be in the very lower 80s for highs today. At least that chance is there for a shower or thunderstorm, especially south of Rochester and especially as we head later into the afternoon. That's that key time when I think a few of those could pop up. I think most of the day is going to be dry, but that risk does increase as we head a little deeper into the day. Tonight we'll drop down to about 68 for a low, still staying pretty humid overnight, probably even more so tonight than this past night. Next couple days, still in the 80s tomorrow. We pull back a little bit into Thursday and Friday, but upper 70s is close to average for this time of year for highs. But then we rise back through the 80s, 90s, not out of the question into the early portion of next week. And it looks like that humidity really kicks into full gear during that time frame as well. So overall, just very summer-like for a lot of these upcoming days. The coolest days down to about average by the end of the week, but many of these days for the next couple and even more so next week, those numbers really start to move by quite a bit.
Listen, I am stoked by this ride of summer weather we're going to take soon.
Yeah.
You know?
I am too. It's going to be great. We've been waiting for this. We've been talking about it since November when it started to get really gross out. So
And I don't want to hear one person say, oh, it's too hot.
Hey, don't look at me.
Because,
Love the
listen,
heat.
January will be here before we know it.
All I have to do is think back to February when I had that, it was like a glacier in my driveway for about a month straight, and I was hacking away at it, couldn't do anything with it. But yeah, I'll just think about that when I'm too hot over the next couple days. It
Yeah.
pales in
Exactly.
comparison.
All right, Marty, thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, let's go off the top now and start with some of the things that have piqued our interest. And I'm going to kick things off today. An 84-year-old widow in British Columbia left the bulk of her estate, nearly $1 million, to a much younger male escort she met online. Woo, woo, woo. Her family, naturally, though, not thrilled, and now her niece and nephew are taking the case to court, accusing this man of undue influence and manipulation in her final months. So, according to the court documents, Janet Henry, widowed, alone, and pandemic isolated, met a man called Simon Garston on Skype in 2021. He described himself as a professional companion with offerings that included emotional support, conversation, and yes, intimacy. By October, he was flown across the country to spend 3 nights at her home under a paid arrangement, and somewhere between night 1 together in April and early August, Janet rewrote her will. That's when the final version was signed, just 3 months before her death. She left the vast majority of her estate to Simon, the escort. Now the family is making the argument that she was vulnerable, isolated, and coached, and that this man saw a lonely woman with money and slowly pushed out anyone who'd question him. But Simon says this is nonsense. He insists there was a real connection, that Janet was sharp, funny, and in control. He says he never asked her for the money, but she offered it freely. And what kind of monster says no to $1 million thank you? Right? The court has agreed to move forward under the presumption of undue influence. That means it's now Simon's job to prove Janet knew what she was doing. But let me ask you, if a woman fully in her mind decides that in her final year she wants something different, who gets to say she's wrong? Was this a scam or just a transaction that her family did not see coming? It's easy to paint Simon as the villain, but maybe the hardest part for the family isn't the will, it's realizing that at the end of her life, Janet found a connection in a place they never thought to look for her. This case is still unfolding. I think the real tension here might not be about what Janet did with her money. I think it's about who made her feel loved enough to give it to them.
There's a lot to unpack with this story. First of all, the lower third at the bottom of the screen. He came, he cuddled, he collected.
That's the one Ashley picked. I had some other ones that apparently I was told were inappropriate for television.
Okay, so let's unpack it here a little bit. You know, I'm wondering. I think that maybe his profession is playing a large role in this. I'm wondering, would it be different if she just had a boyfriend who was, let's say, like at the same living facility as her? Mm-hmm. What about if it was, you know, a close relative that she discovered at the end of her life? Mm-hmm. Like, just because he's an escort doesn't mean that he's evil. Uh-huh. You know?
Exactly.
Times are tough. People have to make a living.
Exactly.
And I'm not endorsing this at all. I'm just saying, like, you know, if she was in her right mind, I don't know.
If she was in her right mind, this guy gets everything that she left him. That's how it goes.
I also wonder if the family would be questioning it if it wasn't such a large amount of money.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? It's
No.
like, you know.
If I think the family is questioning it because it's a large amount of money, then it's worth questioning. You know?
Yeah.
Because, oh, well, how come, where's my piece of the pie?
Yeah.
You know?
Ask Simon, I guess.
Yeah, he's going to be driving around in a fancy car soon, I think.
Nice. Good for him. If he wins, I guess.
If he wins.
Yeah. All right, we got to move on to mine now. The King of Coney Island returning to his kingdom. The 16-time champion of the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest has a seat at the table once again, and he is ready to eat. Buckle up, baby. We're talking about the one and only Joey Chestnut, back and better than ever. Most people know his name, his face, and his legacy. The controversy surrounding last year's competition went viral, but if you don't know about it, we'll give you a quick recap. Joey Chestnut holds the all-time Nathan's record, 76 hot dogs and buns in just 10 minutes. Let that sink in for a second. A typical pack of Nathan's hot dogs has about 8 dogs. So that's almost 10 packages of hot dogs in 10 minutes. I can't even watch the video.
No, watching it is worse than thinking about it.
He's held the title and the mustard belt since 2007, only missing the top spot once in 2015, and then, of course, the 2024 incident. Chestnut was banned from last year's annual 4th of July event because of a sponsorship issue. He signed a deal with Impossible Foods, a plant-based hot dog brand, and Nathan's won't allow competitors to endorse rival dog companies. Chestnut wouldn't budge on the endorsement, so Major League Eating said, "You can't compete." To say there was nationwide backlash would be an understatement. Social media lit up with outrage. Even New York's Mayor Eric Adams came out in support of Chestnut. Ashley, I think we have a tweet if we could show it. Maybe. It says, "Stop being such weenies. It would be impossible to have this year's Nathan's famous international hot dog eating contest without Joey Chestnut. Let's find a way to squash this beef and bring back the champ for another 4th of July at Coney Island." That was last year. Mayor Eric Adams. Nathan's said, "No exceptions here." So Chestnut starred in his own competitive eating contest in a Netflix live event called Chestnut vs. Kobayashi, Unfinished Beef. On Labor Day, he competed against his longtime rival, Takeru Kobayashi. Joey Chestnut won the event, setting a new world record, consuming 83 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. It should also be noted that Kobayashi hit a new record, his personal best, 66 hot dogs. So while that's impressive, that is almost a 20-dog difference between the two. Really shows off what an athlete Joey Chestnut is. Going back to this year, though, Chestnut made that announcement on social media saying he's excited to dig in. He will still work with plant-based products and brands, just not for this event. The 4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contest at Coney Island certainly will be one to watch, especially given Chestnut's new record. We'll have to wait a few more weeks to see who's crowned king of the hot dog stand and who gets to relish in all that glory.
Relish.
Did you like that?
Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
I wrote that.
I have one outstanding question
Sure.
for all these competitive eaters. And it's one that I need to ask them in private, or maybe I'll just Google it, because I don't understand. I don't understand. How does that work?
Don't know.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And you know what? I I don't really think that anybody can give you an answer other than those competitive eaters.
I know. I'm gonna go online and Google it, and I won't tell you.
Don't do it on the work server. Do it at home.
Oh no, I'm only doing it on. I don't need that on my computer at home. I'm only doing it on my desktop here.
Oh my gosh. You know, without fail though, every time we run stories about the hot dog eating contest, I get so nauseous. I can't even watch, but it's something I have to talk about.
Well, the story is good. It's the video.
I know.
It's watching it up close. Nope.
Elbow deep in the bucket of water.
Oh, it's so good. Hot dog water.
Think of the smell.
No less.
It's just
oh my, and like the hot dog residue and. How do you have the strength? I just bit my cheek. The strength to smile. This is disgusting. Get it off my television. Stick around. We have much more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back. We're checking in with Chris Lopez, who is feeling jazzy this morning.
Don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break.
The 2025 Rochester International Jazz Festival is starting this week, and one of the highlights, the nightly jam sessions.
Yeah, it's hosted by the Hyatt Regency Rochester. The sessions treat people to food, adult beverages, and amazing music. Chris Lopez is live there this morning, getting all the details and hearing some of that awesome music. Chris.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yes, you spoke it. You hit it right on the head. Beverages. And one of those happens to be a Woodford Reserve. So you're coming here late at night. You've had a long day at the Jazz Festival, jamming out. Maybe you took a small break. You're coming back here to the Hyatt Regency, and you want to take a load off, get some bourbon, listen to some live jazz music late into the late hours. You can do that at the Jazz Fest Jam Festival. Okay, jazz session.
Yes.
how excited are you guys to host this event here? Because this is the official hotel of the Jazz Festival, so you're going to have a lot of traffic coming in here, particularly during those jam sessions.
Correct. We are so thrilled to be hosting this event. We're so excited, especially to be having it back here at the street level. You know, we're right by the bar. We've got the light coming in. It's like a perfect spot for this kind of, you know, acoustic energy. So people can also get something from our late night menu. You know, the sessions are starting on Friday after the jam sessions are done. So at 10:30 here at the Hyatt Regency Rochester, come on down, grab a bourbon. I know you were back and forth, Chris, about
with
whether
the tequila.
or not tequila. Yeah, get whatever you want. And another cool part about it is that if you come here, the city is going to pay for your parking.
Okay.
So you will not have to worry about that. It's a free event, open to the public, and we're just so excited to be a part of such a great community event.
Some Woodford, some jazz behind me. I do want to ask you though, part of music is going to be kind of the ambiance.
Yes.
What kind of vibe are you trying to set here?
I mean, we're letting the musicians set the vibe. They do it all themselves. I mean, we've got some great artwork all throughout this level of the hotel. People can just walk around. We have some pictures of jazz. You know, the acoustic setup, like I had mentioned, is great. So I think the vibe is just come and have fun. Make it what you want it to be. It's late night, but we're here for you. And don't have to worry about parking. Just get in the groove.
Okay, I love that. Here at the Hyatt, and I want to speak to a musician it's their very first time playing here at the Jazz Festival. This is Jacob Merrill. You're a saxophonist.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, it's a lame question, I know, but how do you feel going into your first ever jazz festival?
Oh, I'm super excited. Not only is it my first jazz festival here, but it's also my first jazz festival as a band leader.
Okay.
Which I'm really excited about.
And what kind of energy are you looking to bring with the saxophone?
I'm looking to bring some good energy. I like music with a lot of energy, so I'm hoping to bring as much as I can to my performance.
Who are some of the influences that you look up to that you kind of bring to your music that people that listen to you are going to hear?
I love Kenny Garrett. I love John Coltrane, of course. And recently I've been really into Chick Corea.
And Jake, how long have you been playing for?
I've been playing for 10, 11 years.
And you
Yeah.
said you didn't fall in love with it really until your senior year of high school. To put it in the context, you said you're 19?
No, I'm actually 20.
You're 20 years old, and you started at 9, and you didn't fall in love with it until senior year.
Yeah.
What made you fall in love with it?
It took me a while to really just make it my own. I don't know.
I like that.
I'm looking for something that has artistry in it, and I feel like I found that in jazz.
I love that answer right there, so I'm going to let you make this your own. I'm going to let you get back on stage with your band members. Guys, Jazz Fest Jam Session, 10:30, all the way until, I don't know, it's really when the musicians say when. Serenade them back to the studio. We got much more music coming up for you guys around, I'd say, about 8:35. Back to you in the studio.
I feel like we should be scatting. Scooby-Doo-ba-ba-da-doo.
See, I was saying I feel like a Peanuts character. You know,
Oh,
how they
okay,
always
okay,
kinda, like,
yeah,
dance the
yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, Chris.
It's great. It's great. Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back this Tuesday morning, it's weather trivia.
Yeah, Mark McLean will be here when we come back. here now with a look at today's humid conditions and weather trivia as well.
Yeah, lots of stuff to look at. The theme the next few weeks is going to be hot weather for Western New York. So we've got a little bit of a heat wave coming in probably next week. Yes. Temperatures into the 90s. We've been talking about it this morning. But also a look back this morning, too. We're going to get to the trivia. It's going to run with that theme, of course, today. But 1994.
Okay.
This only lasted 3 days, but I have vivid memories of this. It was in the mid-90s, each of 3 days. This was the last of it. 94, 94, and a 95, taking you back to Rochester, June of 94. What are you saying?
No, I'm just...
Look at the doggy, come on.
Look at all these. These are
cooling off.
Creative shots.
Yeah. So, we did a look back, and we can get these periods. Technically, I think we all use 3 straight days of 90 degrees or above for... Why do you guys laugh? Dan cannot handle this video.
Producer Ashley is saying stuff in my ear.
I got you.
Keep on going, Mark.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So 3 straight days in the 90s, and technically, I think that's a definition of a heat wave in Western New York.
You know what I think, though, is great about having such an awesome archive here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find it... I don't know, it's silly, but it's true. Like, you look at the little boy there in that last shot running around on the beach. You think to yourself, what's he doing today? He's probably 35.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going back a bit. I was in 11th grade taking my Spanish final exam, and it was about 95 degrees in the room.
Yeah.
I can remember my arms sticking to the papers and, like, lifting my arms up off the desk and, like, the test, like, coming up with my arms.
Caliente.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. But let's go to the trivia. We'll take a look at that for today. And that's going to be the theme. We're going to have some warm weather this week, potentially some hot weather next week. Do you know how hot it can actually get in the United States? If we had our hottest day of all time, we'll look back through the records that we have. What would the highest temperature be ever? Was it 125, 141, 129, or 134?
Got it.
This could be anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
Okay, not technically the world.
Okay.
Done.
I feel pretty good also.
You got your idea?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then, of course, we'll have the answer coming up at 9 o'clock on right here in Arc Rochester.
I imagine with temperatures in that range, it's going to be a dry heat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that would be, almost certainly it's in the desert Southwest, which is the hottest spot on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. There's some spots in northern Africa that can get pretty hot too, but that would be one of the hot spots. So let's talk about it. And next week, so we're seeing some changes in the overall weather pattern. We're going to start to lose this cool pattern. We've got 80s next couple of days, back to the upper 70s by Thursday. So it's a taste of summer. It's not quite summer yet, but spring is going to go out with a summer-like feel. And we'll just say heat wave potentially early next week. And in fact, for a lot of spots, especially down through Ohio, parts of the mid-Atlantic, there's going to be temperatures way above normal with this pattern coming in next week. So if you haven't put the window AC in yet, if you haven't got the pool uncovered, now's the time to start thinking ahead and thinking about ways to stay cool next week. But one thing that's on the increase, look at the dew point temperature. That's up to 62 now. When that number gets in the mid-60s, you start to really feel it, especially if you're doing anything strenuous outside. Now, by late this evening, that number could be in the upper 60s, and there's a possibility that dew point temperature could stay in the 70s for a period tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. So again, if you have to do anything, any kind of heavy work outside, just take lots of water with you. But satellite radar has a warm front back to our southwest. That's what's going to be ushering in this warm-up as we move through time. And it's also going to give us a small chance of a shower this afternoon. I think there's going to be a better chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon, but there is that small risk for this afternoon. Now watch Wednesday. You'll see this fill in a little bit more through the Finger Lakes especially. We'll watch that for you. There is the small potential of course, a briefly strong storm when you have this kind of heat and moisture content in the atmosphere, but nothing that we're looking at for today. We'll see numbers in the low 80s, that isolated shower thunder threat late this afternoon, and your 7-day forecast does bring in that heat. Again, for next week, we'll get a little cool down behind a cold front Friday, back to the upper 70s, low 80s for Saturday, mid 80s for Sunday, and low 90s early next week. We'll see if it goes beyond that. The records this time of the year are actually closer to 100 degrees when you get, you move through time. So not record breaking, but warmer than it's been in a while.
Yeah.
I always feel for, you were just talking about being in school and taking your final exams.
Yeah.
I always feel for the teachers and the students this time of year. You know, it's like, it is brutal in there. You already like want to get out because it's almost summer vacation.
Yep.
And then on top of it, a lot of those classrooms don't have air conditioning.
Back in '94, none of them did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was some do now.
1894.
1894, not quite that old, but yeah, it's time to just think ahead a little bit. For next week, uncover the pool, get the window AC units out, that kind of thing.
Invite us over if you have a pool.
Absolutely.
We'll take the invite.
We'll show up.
Yeah.
We'll show up. There it is.
2 days.
2 days, 15 hours, 28
Friday night.
minutes. Friday night. How do you like that?
Can have 10:42, I think it was.
42.
We can have a toast. 10:42 Friday night.
Yeah, cocktails. All right, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Time right now is 8:31. Much more to get to this morning on ARC Rochester.
Stick around. We're back after this. Welcome back this Tuesday morning right here on ARC Rochester. So a piece of American history is setting sail for the Flower City.
Yeah, the When and If schooner is docking at the Port of Rochester later this month. This morning, we're taking a closer look at how you can climb aboard. For more, we're joined now by the chair of the Ontario Beach Park Program Committee, Jim Farr. Always good to see you, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. And you, I'm sure, are very, very busy. You have a lot going on down at the beach.
Yeah, the next couple of weeks are one of our busiest periods of the year. Tomorrow night, we start out with the Sky Coasters at our Concerts by the Shower, and that's always a big show. And then this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Harbor Fest, and 3 days packed with stuff. And then next weekend, the 26th to the 29th, we have the schooner coming in. So it's an exciting time at the beach, that's for sure.
Absolutely. How far in advance does all of this stuff have to get planned? Because I can't imagine for a second that you guys are putting these things on the calendar last minute.
No, we as soon as one Harbor Fest is over, we start on the next one. We take maybe a month off and then start planning for the next one. And the tall ships and schooners, they're in the Great Lakes periodically, so you have to try to catch them when they're coming through. And so this was great. It's we're excited about having the When and If here. And I don't know if you know the history of the name, but it was actually General Patton's boat. He had it built for himself, and his goal was, when and if he survived World War II, he and his wife were going to sail around the world on it. So,
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of interesting. And then it's got local ties as well, because Doug Haslip from Haslip Wineries ended up acquiring it, and it was rebuilt like 13 years ago in Cayuga Lake. So or it might be cute.
Gorgeous,
One or the other.
It is. It's so beautiful. And, we're so fortunate here in our area because there's such rich history. People can learn all about this. Can they get on board and take a ride on it?
Yes, there's not going to be dockside tours like we do a lot of times with the tall ships, but they do have cruises available Wednesday through Sunday, and they may add a couple days because they're selling out very quickly. And it's actually an hour-and-a-half cruise. It's $69 during the day, and I think $89 in the evening, which is great, and it's an opportunity to get out there and experience the lake and experience views of Rochester that you don't always see from shore, and just be a part of history for a while.
Well, can you imagine those sunset views from that ship?
Yeah, seriously.
God, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about what else you guys have going on, because this is really just the beginning.
Yes, we have the concerts by the shore, go all through the summer, every Wednesday night. But this weekend is a huge weekend with Harbor Fest. We start, at about noon on Friday, and all the typical stuff. We have the sand sculpture again. We're bringing in a professional sand sculptor to do some sand sculpture. We have a sand sculpture contest on Saturday. We're going to have wine and craft beer tasting on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a food tent with, if you don't get enough jazz at the Jazz Fest, we're going to have jazz in the tent down at the beach as well. 17 food vendors. We have Rock City Circus coming down for performances on Saturday and Sunday, and community bands on Sunday, car show on Saturday, antique fire equipment on Sunday. So a little bit of everything. It's just a busy, busy time.
And you can't go wrong with any of it. And I think producer Ashley was just saying in our ear that Chris Lopez is going to be previewing this tomorrow on Good Day Rochester, Fox Rochester, and Arc Rochester. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure we're going to talk much more about everything that you have planned. In previous years, how many people, if you had to guess, come out to the beach for this
attendance.
Very special event?
For Harbor Fest?
Yeah.
Years ago it was a 9-day event similar to Lilac, and we used to do a couple 100,000. Now it's, and I don't know how we did it because it was 9 rugged days, but now it's 3. So we do 35,000 people probably in the 3 days. And
that's amazing.
And it's great, and it's all, there's a beach volleyball tournament. It's all focused around the lake and things that you can only do down there. And we are going to have some kiddie rides back this year, and a Ferris wheel, which we've been trying to get somebody to bring us a Ferris wheel for quite a while. So we'll have that'll be a showpiece of the event, and it's just a fun weekend.
Absolutely. Jim, for somebody sitting at home on the couch this morning who says, okay, I missed some of that, where can they go to see the full rundown, the full calendar, the full list of what they can expect
OntarioBeachEntertainment.org. Yeah.
Perfect.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. And, obviously much more to come tomorrow as Chris Lopez gives a little...
Chris is going to be doing sand...
Yes.
Oh, the sand sculpture?
Yes. He's got the professionals going to be getting them dirty down there.
Very good. Very good. Well, we'll let you get back to work because it sounds like you have a long list to finish.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Time right now is 8:40. Much more ahead here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we're checking in. Speak of the devil, Chris Lopez. He is getting his jam on this Tuesday morning.
And don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 WHAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break. 2025 Rochester International Jazz Festival just days away. The streets are going to be vibing with good music all day long.
Yeah, and all night. If that's not enough for people, the Hyatt Regency Rochester will be hosting jam sessions into the late hours. Chris Lopez is live there this morning, showing off some of the music and getting some of the details. Chris?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so the cool part about this, amongst all the other cool parts, is it's free. And you can just show up here free of charge. Starts at 10:30, goes until, like I've been saying, I don't know, whenever the artists say when. So that could go until 2 in the morning. So you can bring an appetite. You can pull up to the bar and get a drink like I did in the last segment. I want to go over here and talk to Danica. Oh, man, I want to try Rabudiao.
Exactly.
Got it. And you have performed at Jazz Fest how many times?
Just once. Last year was my very first.
How was that experience last year performing in such a big festival like this?
It was amazing. It was like unlike any other festival that I had been to. It was so fun.
And I asked Jake this question last time, but what kind of energy are you looking to bring? You're bassist and vocalist, so you're almost you're multi-dimensional. So what kind of energy do you look to bring with that?
Thank you. I'm playing a couple of sets at Jazz Fest, and I kind of just want to bring a sense of peace, you know?
Okay.
And a little bit of excitement. We're
I
playing
like that sense of peace. I haven't heard that before from a musician. What does that look like to you, a sense of peace?
something easy to listen to, something that's kind of fun. I love it when people come out onto Gibbs Street and they're able to just enjoy the nice weather outside and sit and listen to some great music.
And what about jazz kept you going? You're going to school for this now, I'd imagine. When did you start playing?
I started playing about 7 years ago.
Okay, 7 years ago. So it's been 7 years. You're now in college playing. You're going to be on Jazz Festival playing. What about jazz, that kind of music genre, rather than rock or rather than rap? What gravitated you towards jazz?
I think that there's a sense of individuality and creativity that's really exciting. I love how anybody can join in. I just kind of love that.
And with jazz, what misconceptions do you think there are about jazz? Because every time I say I listen to jazz, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, they think I'm old. What would you say to those people?
I would hope that we could be more open-minded when we listen to newer artists, younger musicians. I think that there's always an evolving jazz scene out there. You just have to listen for it.
And what's the future for you when it comes to jazz? What do you want to do with this?
Hopefully, I get my degree, I finish up some school, and then I get to play with some friends, maybe tour. I don't know what's in store for me, but I hope I can continue playing.
Okay, and I'm going to let you to continue playing with your bandmates now. Jazz Festival kicking off on Friday. We will be there on 13 Wham, starting bright and early, and then Jazz Fest Jam Sesh starts 10:30 Friday, runs all the way through the end. It's free, starts at 10:30 here at the Hyatt Regency Rochester, and goes till whenever.
Sounds so good.
You know, it's putting everybody in a good mood, too.
It really is.
Like,
It
everybody's
really
just
is.
kind of grooving and...
Grooving along.
Yeah.
Doing the dances.
Excellent. I'm excited. It's going to be a good festival.
Hey, when ARC Rochester returns, it's this morning's Crime Stoppers.
We're back after this.
Thanks for sticking with us at 8:48 this Tuesday. School almost out for summer, which means it's time to start thinking about activities for students this summer.
Yeah, the Greece Police Department has an end of summer academy for teens. They're here for this week's Crime Stoppers to talk all about it. Joining us now, we have Sergeant Kirsten Stone and Officer Mark Babcock. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
This is a really cool program, and we've seen them pop up in other areas as well, not just in Western New York, but all around the country. Give us an overview of what this Teen Academy looks like for the Greece Police Department.
So Teen Academy, it's really derived to allow the kids to get a really good experience on what law enforcement could be, if that's an interest to them. We give them the opportunity to go on field trips. We go to Monroe County Crime Lab. We'll go to dispatch. We'll go to the New York State Police Aviation area. We take them to our shooting range. We do PT every morning, so they will be doing physical activity. It's kind of fun to watch them do that. So just to give them good experience.
It really is the overview for these young people who might have the desire to enter law enforcement after, high school or college. You guys really give them good taste of what to expect on the day-to-day.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's kind of a spin-off of the Greece Police Cadet program that we run. I know I was on about a year ago when we talked about that. So that continues on throughout the year with monthly meetings, a lot of field trips, guest speakers, things like that. The Teen Academy is something that we are just getting back up and running after a couple-year break. But yeah, the idea was that it's going to spin off the cadet program, gain some more interest for that program as well, since it targets the same audience, 9th through 12th graders, Greece residents. I know Hilton students also, since Hilton is part of the town of Greece. So yeah, just looking to build off that, and it's kind of a nice way to, celebrate the accomplishments throughout the year that the cadet program reaches with this Teen Academy.
Tell us about the long-term impact this kind of training would have on a young person.
So it's a cool experience because I've been part of the cadet program for probably close to a decade now. We actually have 2 officers within our department that I've watched grow from early teens throughout their adolescence and then come through a cadet program, become advisors of the cadet program, do the Teen Academy, and now I'm working next to them. So it's pretty cool to see that happen.
Even though for students who don't pursue a career in law enforcement, take a different path in life, I imagine what they take away from this has a lasting impact.
Yeah, I think it shows that, whether or not they want to have a career in law enforcement, it gives them a look at what we do on a daily basis, and it kind of, gives an opportunity to humanize us, that when they see police officers, we're people and humans too, just like them, and, they know what we deal with on a daily basis, and I think it helps the respect go both ways.
Yeah, I'm sure there's much more appreciation on what you guys actually do day to day, rather than, just thinking you in a different light.
Yeah.
Okay, so for somebody sitting at home who's thinking, man, this would be great for my student, I'm sure they're wondering what the feeling is, what the vibe is. I know that that's not the right term, but is this all serious, all work, no play, or is it kind of lighthearted, kind of tailored to fit the energy that these young kids have?
So for the Teen Academy, we try to make it fun for them. It's not going to be like we're drill instructors. There are some days where we'll make it a little bit more regimented, a little more strict. We'll get them in formations, do things like we normally would in a regular police academy setting. However, we try to make it fun so that way they're absorbing the knowledge.
Yeah, you still realize that they're teenagers
kids.
or kids.
Correct.
And they get in what they put into it, So if they bring the energy and bring the fun, we try to match that, and it's a good time.
I bet they do have a good time. What is the response typically like from these kids when they're done? Whether or not they decide to, pursue this as a career down the line, what is the energy and the mindset of those teens when they wrap things up?
I think they all really enjoy it. That's why we're able to offer it year and year again, because we have the interest, and that is all passed around through word of mouth and doing things like this. So I think if they didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't, be able to put this on every year and have the interest that we do. So I think that just goes to show that it's really great.
Very good. So this is running end of August 18th through the 22nd?
Yep, 8 to 4. Again, 9th through 12th graders, Greece residents, good physical health. Obviously, we ask for, minimal disciplinary issues, good grades in school, things like that. And if they're interested in applying, there's more information on the Greece Police website, or they can email gpdrecruiting@greeceny.gov as well.
And as far as the cadet program, if somebody is looking long-term at that,
Yes, so same thing, we have applications on our website, and then there is a specific email, it's GPD, or Police Cadet, at greeceny.gov, Police Cadet at greeceny.gov, and they can apply there.
perfect. And we'll post all of this information and much more on our website, foxrochester.com, this morning. Thank you both so much
Thank
for
you
waking
for
up.
having us.
Appreciate it.
Time right now is 8:54. Much more to come this morning as we continue into the next hour of Arc Rochester.
Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break.
Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester. We're getting ready to continue into the 9 o'clock hour, and Stephannie Joseph will be breaking down some of our top political stories.
Yeah, she joins us now with a preview of what we can expect at 9. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning there, guys. In today's political pulse, the legal battle continues over President Trump's deployment of the National Guard to Los Angeles. How soon an appeals court will hold a hearing on the case. And why President Trump departed from the G7 summit early. Plus, what a recent ruling could mean for the future of NIH grant funding. That's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Arc Rochester returns after this.
18th. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abi Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean. We'll check in with him in just a minute with your Muddy Paws forecast and the answer to today's trivia question. But first, we'll check in with Stephannie Joseph with your Tuesday morning Arc Rochester news break.
Here are some of the top local stories we're following this Tuesday morning. Now, breaking overnight, deputies have now identified the motorcyclist killed in a crash in the town of Bethany. This happened just after 10 last night. Deputies tell us 40-year-old Ryan Farley from Hemlock died when an SUV crossed into oncoming traffic while trying to pass two tractor trailers and a farm tractor on Route 63. That driver hit Farley head-on. He died at the scene. Deputies continue to investigate. The SUV driver was taken to the hospital as a precaution. We are told that charges are pending. There are new strikes and counterstrikes between Israel and Iran, with President Trump this morning on Truth Social warning, quote, everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Israel has broadened its bombing campaign, striking nuclear facilities, military installations, and even state broadcast centers. Iran responded with over 370 strikes in Israeli cities. Monroe County health officials are warning of a possible measles exposure. The case involves an unvaccinated minor who stayed one night at the DoubleTree Hotel on Jefferson Road in Henrietta, June 6th through the 7th. We're told the individual left by private vehicle and later tested positive in another state. Anyone who worked at or visited the hotel during that time and is now experiencing symptoms is urged to contact their healthcare provider. A woman is recovering after a drive-by shooting on the city's northwest side. It happened just before noon Monday near Murray and Texas streets. Police say the victim was sitting on the sidewalk when a car pulled up and someone opened fire. She was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and is now listed in stable condition. No arrests have been made. Anyone with information should call 911. Happening today, Rochester City Council is expected to vote on the city's proposed 2025-26 budget. The $681 million spending plan includes funding for a youth re-entry program aimed at reducing repeat offenses and a new police response team to handle non-urgent 911 calls. The proposal would also keep the city's tax levy flat for a fourth consecutive year. For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Back to you guys.
All right, Steph, thank you. We'll get a check of the forecast now and the answer to today's weather trivia. Mark is here.
Yeah, how hot can it get, right?
Mm-hmm. Some like it hot.
Some do like it hot. I don't know if you'd like it this hot, though. I mean, this is like hot, like hot to the 10th power.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I'd like to experience it. I don't think I ever have.
Just like one time, though, right? Like just to show up and see it, that kind of warmth, just one time. Like if we always talk about doing like a camper tour or something like of the lower 48 and seeing all the states, you know. And I would like to drive by this place and actually see it. So was it 125, the all-time hottest temperature in the U.S., 141, 129, or 134?
141.
That was my guess also.
141?
Yes.
B.
What was that?
Mary said B. Julie, Cheryl, and Stephannie, D. Vaughn and Julie also said C. So lots of guesses out there in Death Valley, California. Boy, they're onto it. They're onto it. So this was actually more than 100 years ago. This is 112 years ago that this temperature came in, and it was 134 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in Death Valley, California on, what was it, July 10th, 1913 at Furnace Creek, California. Can you imagine that?
No.
I mean, there is literally, I mean, the atmospheric moisture content is so, that's how the temperature gets so high, first of all. But that same spot got down to 15 degrees in January of 1913.
That's crazy.
Right?
The juxtaposition.
Right.
With those two temperatures.
15 degrees.
That's wild.
It's not uncommon for the temperature to range more than 50 degrees in some desert environments.
Well, that's a lot more than 50 degrees, though.
Yeah, that would be huge. That would be a well over 100-degree swing. But that is still the all-time recorded warmest temperature on the planet. So obviously, there's places where it's much warmer in laboratories and that kind of thing. But
it makes you wonder how typical things would respond to that kind of heat. You know,
Yeah.
you always see people frying eggs on the sidewalk and stuff like that when it gets to be
Baking
hot
cookies in the car.
Exactly, yeah. But just like your average things, if they would, phone.
So your sweat comes out and it dries so fast because the air is so dry that for the first little bit you can keep up with it, but you dehydrate so fast because the relative humidity is so low that the evaporation rate on your skin goes up, and that's you can get in real trouble. Anytime the air temperature is above your body temperature, your body has to sweat to cool off, but you can't cool off once the temperature gets to a certain point because the air is just too warm.
That's wild.
It's pretty crazy. The place you can cool off is right here, the lake forecast. Look at that, the lake water is still 49 degrees on Lake Ontario.
Brr.
Would that feel good if it was 91 outside?
No.
No?
It would be, well, I mean, I guess it would depend on what I was doing out there.
Yeah.
If I was running or working in the yard or something like that, you jump in real quick, it would be
like
good.
beach volleyball and you're all sweaty and worked up, you going in?
Yeah, I would.
Waves a foot or less, south wind 5 to 10, some sunshine, but also some clouds. Muddy paw, this is Nellie, and if you look closely, Nellie likes to watch the bees. That's a bee in the upper
my goodness.
left of that picture, and Nellie, I guess, likes to sit out and just sits and stares at the bees when she goes out. She
How
likes
do you
to
like that?
stare at the bees. We'll see. Tomorrow's is going to be a cool muddy paw outlook too. But if you want to share your photos of your pup, or we're seeing all sorts of four-legged creatures now lately. But
any wildlife.
Right, chime in.
Send it our way.
That's right. Scan the code, 13wham.com/chime in. We love to see it. Next couple of days, you could have some wet paws in the afternoon on Wednesday and possibly the morning there, Thursday. We'll see. But Friday, Saturday, dry out pretty nicely for us, so should be in pretty good shape there. The topic today is going to be this. That dew point temperature is on the climb, 62. The air temperature is 70. That number will likely go into the upper 60s this afternoon. So we like to look at it like a muggy meter almost. So steamy weather. Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to want a little air conditioning, especially during the afternoon. And some of the overnight low temperatures Wednesday night into Thursday may not get out of the 70s. So you start to get to that threshold where it doesn't even cool off at night. But Friday satisfying. The dew point does go down a little bit heading into the weekend. And you can thank this warm front back to our southwest. That's what's going to drive in some of that warmth and some of that humidity for a couple of days.
Thank you, warm front.
There you go. There you go. It's been thanked. So that red line advances on us and gives us a small chance of a pop-up shower, clap of thunder this afternoon. I don't see this as an issue. Tomorrow afternoon, though, a little bit more instability in the atmosphere, especially during the afternoon. So we may have to watch this for some localized downpours and again, some thunderstorms, maybe a brief strong storm. We'll keep you posted on that as that next system rolls on through. Right now, we don't see any widespread severe weather in the forecast. The temps today climb into the low 80s. Again, more humidity. That afternoon shower, maybe a clap of thunder, upper 60s tonight. And you see the extended forecast. We're going to full summer mode here. We're going to the mid 80s by the end of the weekend, Sunday. So we have a running joke in the forecast center. Every time the Jazz Festival starts and comes to town, it's like the rain forecast just goes away. It's every single year.
Wow.
It is. They get like maybe one afternoon or one downpour, at least recently. The forecast has just been awesome for that festival.
Listen, I say we rally around them and just do Jazz Fest all year round.
That might break their streak of good luck.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how effective
I say we risk it.
It's a fun festival. It's nice because everything is, not everything, but a lot of it is outdoors, so you like to see that weather form. But you saw low 90s next week. That may be a string. I mean, this could be 2, 3, maybe 4 days of 90-degree warmth. So if you haven't put the window air conditioner in, you haven't uncovered the pool, you're going to want to think about that here in the next couple of days.
I am looking forward to seeing the UV index.
Yeah.
Because, a little pasty.
It's going to be sizzling.
I could use a little color.
Sizzling. I got a little too much on Saturday.
Yeah.
A little roasted.
Well,
yeah.
You got to protect that.
Doing stuff outside.
Protect that lid there, buddy.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Blaine.
When we come back on Arc Rochester, redesigning your dream outdoor space.
And don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We're back after this. Winter is in the rearview mirror, and we are getting ready to enjoy some of this summer weather. And for some, it's the season to start thinking about maybe doing some work on those outdoor spaces.
Yeah, the deck, the patio, the pool. For more, we're getting some ideas on ways to perfect your patio and to find out about some outdoor trends. We're joined this morning by Cambridge Pavers owner and CEO, Charles Garmerican. Charles, I always mess up the last name. My sincerest apologies. We're just going to have you in studio sometime so you can help me out with the last name.
Absolutely. Nice to see you, Abby and Dan.
Always good to see you, too. Your background is changing behind you. I'm assuming that you're showing off all of the different fun ideas that you can help people come up with. So give us your pitch. Tell us what you've got going on.
That's really not a pitch. I mean, these folks are investing in their homes the same way they plan the indoors functional spaces, whether it's entertainment center, kitchen, dining area. Same kind of thought process needs to go when you're extending that indoor space to your outdoor space. The space you're going to use 12 months a year. Ask yourself, answer the questions. How do I want to enjoy that functional area? How do I want to entertain my family and my friends? I mean, do I enjoy cooking outside? Ovens, the grill, pre-made, pre-cut, combination fireplace pizza oven. You know, you can put that pavilion in and fireplace and fire pit that protect you from those cold weather and the inclement weather. So you've got to answer those questions. This is the area outside, great to be in the environment that you need to enjoy.
Charles, okay, so personally in studio this morning, we are looking for three pizza ovens. Myself, I want one, Abby wants one, and meteorologist Mark McLean want pizza ovens. We also are looking to redo our back patios. What is in trend this year? What are people doing this year that they weren't maybe a few years back?
First of all, when the interview's over, the trucks will be on their way to your studio.
Thank you,
what
sir.
What a friend.
Big trends are outdoor kitchen areas. And as far as the paving stones, larger pieces, contemporary look, lighter colors. Same thing with the walls. These walls are not just functional walls, but someone's got that outdoor patio. They'd like to change the elevation so they make a raised patio as well. So we see a lot of different changes taking place in the backyards. And it's not a matter of having to have a lot of space. We've got boutique sizes of all these outdoor elements. In fact, you use those larger elements in a small space, even makes it look bigger. So lighter colors, bigger shapes, big trend over the last year and a half.
And with Armor Tech, they always look like new.
Exactly. I imagine that you kind of like when you're presented with a little bit of a challenge, right? A smaller space. The designers have to get creative. Ooh. All right, how can we kind of make this look as big as possible? Is that the case?
Absolutely, and that's important. And we've got some great architectural software packages that makes this very simple for the contractor and their architect to design that outdoor space. We also have one for the homeowner where they can download it for free, take a picture of their backyard, and they can move all these different components, fire pits, and different colored pavers, different textures. So they got a great idea which way they're going before they even step outside their yard.
Oh, my goodness. Charles, we're looking at some of these backyards, and listen, my friend, I don't even want to make you guys do the work. I'm just ready to move into one of these homes so send me the address, mail us the keys, and we'll settle in there.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you so much for your time this morning, sir. We greatly appreciate it. For somebody sitting at home, they want to learn more about all the things you offer, maybe about financing as well. Where do they go?
Absolutely. And what's good about this process, you can budget. You don't have to do it all one time. You can make it over 10 years. Just share that with your contractors. Financing, contractor, find your dealer, all on CambridgePavers.com.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Time right now, 9:17. When ARC Rochester returns, Steph will be here breaking down some of our top political headlines.
Your Political Pulse coming up next.
for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. We began with President Donald Trump's early exit from the G7 summit. Now, in an X post, the White House press secretary cited, quote, what's going on in the Middle East as the reason for Trump's exit. Now, Trump also taking to his own social media to dispel rumors about why he left. The president saying France's leader claimed he went back to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Trump saying, quote, it certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire, much bigger than that. Stay tuned. Meantime, missile strikes have intensified between the two countries. Trump claims the next 48 hours will determine if Israel lets up on its attack. Now, today, an appeals court will hold a remote hearing over President Trump's deployment of the National Guard in L.A. Now, it's going to include 3 judges, 2 of which were nominated by Trump and another nominated by former President Biden. This follows an initial victory for California in the case, a federal judge issuing a ruling that would have returned power over the troops to California Governor Gavin Newsom. Now, that judge called Trump's actions illegal and a violation of the 10th Amendment. But an appeals court put a pause on that. Newsom and other leaders believe Trump overreached his executive authority. The hearing is expected to start this afternoon. The latest ruling from a federal judge finds the Trump administration illegally canceled hundreds of NIH research grants. Now, that judge ruling also calling those actions discriminatory. Some of the cuts to grant funding affected research on race and gender identity. The judge also says the grants need to be restored. The Trump administration will likely appeal. Former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez is expected to start his prison sentence today. Now, back in January, Menendez was sentenced to 11 years for bribery, extortion, fraud, and other charges. Prosecutors say he would accept money and gold from New Jersey businessmen and acted as an agent to the Egyptian government. They also say he would shield the business owners from criminal investigations and help Egypt get military aid. The FBI found $480,000 at his home, gold bars worth $150,000, and a convertible. Menendez resigned last year. His last-minute effort to be out on bail as he appeals the conviction was rejected in federal court. Menendez continues to say he's innocent. His wife was also convicted. Her sentencing will happen this fall. And be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We're back after this.
morning. Thanks for sticking with us on ARC Rochester. It is, why are we laughing at that?
Because your mic was open when you said that.
I am.
What a way to start a half hour.
It's the final half hour.
I know.
Things get weird on the final half hour.
They really do. They really do. All right, we're talking trends. We're going to take a look at some of the stories that have people talking this Tuesday morning with today's edition of Trending Now.
We'll start with the graduation ceremony. That is cutting the clap.
I don't want to know. A video on social media is going viral, being dubbed to viewers as dystopian. Let's take a look.
Allison Martinez.
Okay, before we continue on with this story, this is something that Don Alhart famously did. And
Really?
does.
Okay.
At some of, yes. More as a joke. But one clap. He'll make the audience practice. 1, 2, 3. And everybody claps. And that's it.
For what audience?
For an event that he's emceeing.
Oh, okay.
And it was something that on Friday or Thursday last week, I emceed the Rochester Prism Awards for public relations. And one of the women that got up first, who's part of the Prism Awards, she talked about how Don Alhart did this, and I made people stick to it.
Wow.
That's exactly what we did. You got one clap in, and that was it, because they were very loud.
Okay.
They had fun.
All right. So the video is posted by one of the parents, and it shows a kindergarten graduation where the audience was only allowed one single clap per graduate.
Commenters were all in agreement saying it feels like an episode of Black Mirror or saying it's cult-like.
Another commenter went on to say that rationing claps is insane, especially when there are less than 20 students up there.
20 students? Well, also, they were kindergartners, guys. Come on, pump your brakes. Other commenters thought it was both efficient and empathetic. Why? Saying it treats all students equal. You can clap for every student. You don't have to just clap for your child.
After the initial post gained in popularity, the parents posted a follow-up video. She explained there was a point in the event after all the children had walked the stage where the crowd was permitted to clap for the entire group to their heart's content.
Their heart's content, it was 3 max.
Boom, you're done. I love a good round of applause. I don't care. Do you know how many graduations I've been to? An obscene number of graduations. I clap for everybody.
Well,
it's an accomplishment. Kindergarten,
that's
preschool,
exactly it.
high school, college, doctorate, doesn't matter.
The fact that they're justifying, that this way no, because everyone still has to do the one clap rule. So, and 20 kids, they're kindergartners, people.
Yeah.
Nobody boos a kindergartner, don't worry. Everybody's going to be... Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
Look, here's the thing.
4225 West Henrietta Road. That's where you can send your angry
your hate
mail.
mail. Yeah, especially for this, it's kindergarten.
Yeah. That was a little weird. Those kids need to be excited.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially when there's not alcohol involved. Come on. Well, no, seriously.
Okay.
Because, that makes everything's more fun.
You mean you don't drink at a kindergarten graduation?
Not typically, Abigail. That's why she doesn't have kids.
All right, we got to move on. I'm going to cry. No, just kidding.
You didn't hear what Ashley just said in my ear. It was terrible. Moving on, according to new research, AI is processing information eerily similar to that of a human mind.
Chinese researchers conducted this study on AI models like ChatGPT, and their findings detailed some very dystopian discoveries. Ashley was on a dystopian theme this morning, I guess.
I think it's, You know, she's finally using those SAT words.
Ah.
Finding,
You know what?
Findings show that these models can, quote, develop human-like object representations from linguistic and multimedia data like text, audio, etc.
So this means AI can learn about the world just from words, sounds, and pictures.
What else would it learn the world from?
Like researching. Like,
Okay.
okay.
To find whether AI mirrors our cognition, researchers had OpenAI's ChatGPT and Google Gemini's Pro version perform a series of odd one out trials.
These consisted of providing the bot with 3 items, tasking them with selecting the one that doesn't fit. Remarkably, the AI created 66 conceptual dimensions to sort out the object.
After comparing an AI's object sorting to human analysis of the same objects, they found striking similarities between the model's perception and human cognition, particularly when it came to language grouping.
From this, researchers deducted that AI develops human-like conceptual representations of objects.
Research also found that AI's thought patterns resembled brain activity linked to memory recognition.
Scientists say they hope these findings will allow them to develop more human-like artificial cognitive systems that can collaborate better with humans. I'm not going to lie, Ashley, this was kind of boring.
Yeah, real boring. I gotta say, to the point where, like, I stopped paying attention halfway through.
This is the one that I had to just add in because I'm a little light on time.
I stopped paying attention halfway through that story. Well, it's
sorry to you at home.
Let me ask you, did ChatGPT write that? Because that doesn't sound like a.
It's all real.
But it doesn't sound like a human. That's not. If I had to explain that story, that's not what I would say. You know what I mean?
Bill, you can write the story next time.
Well,
we're too busy writing the 5 and the 6, Ashley.
Mine is typically written in crayon, so it doesn't matter. All right, let's move on. If you want to celebrate the longest day of the year, why not do it with the, I'm going to say, largest Capri Sun?
No, it's longest.
Oh, okay.
The longest Capri Sun. The drink company is offering a very special version of their signature product in celebration of the summer solstice.
Yeah, the limited edition solstice pouch is described as part nostalgic, part unserious.
It's a 15-inch pouch that holds 20 ounces of juice. That is triple the amount of a regular-sized Capri Sun. Mark, stop.
The drink will come with an extra large yellow straw. Kids already have enough trouble getting the straw into a normal Capri Sun pouch.
Maybe this will help.
You think?
You know, like little things, small, like tough for little hands.
Yeah, I don't think the straw is going to be any thicker. I think it's just going to be a straw for a 64-ounce jug of Capri Sun to drink it long after the sunset.
All right, so the pouches cost $1.50 as a nod to the solstice's 15 hours of sunlight.
Unfortunately, though, you should have heard it this morning. The gasp, the sigh, the anger, the frustration that producer Ashley went through this morning. It was like the stages of grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Slamming in the newsroom,
fists.
when she found out it was sold out.
Things were thrown.
She genuinely was upset by this.
Because think of how cool you would be showing off my reusable Capri Sun pouch that is 16 inches
Wait,
long.
it's reusable?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Was that in there?
Maybe.
I don't think that was in the copy.
It was up.
Okay, so unfortunately, Ashley missed out. But there is a second drop happening today. Ashley will be monitoring that very closely. Ashley, what time is that supposed to happen?
Don't know. Literally do not know. But
How many can you buy?
Well, there's a whole conspiracy right now where bots bought it out in under 30 seconds.
Oh.
So they're trying to resupply them, like do another drop of them to hopefully try to get them to people.
Well, listen, had I paid attention to that AI story, we might be able to build a bot that can do the same thing.
Jerk.
All right, we got to move on. If you're in the dating scene, then listen up.
Let's go.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, if you're in the dating scene, then listen up and take notes, because no longer are the lonely looking for love or sex. Now they're thinking with their stomach. Okay, with wallets tightening and prices rising, singles are revealing that they have resorted to foodie calls. Similar to the term booty call, dating app users have proudly admitted to meeting up with others to simply get a free meal out of the deal. Okay. Countless amount of people have shared their foodie call tendencies and experiences on social media, saying they go for the food and have no intentions of ever calling, texting, or meeting up after the check is paid. Some say they only do it at coffee shops or affordable restaurants. Others say they've been wined and dined all for free. A small number of them say they regret it, but the vast majority of people say they had fun flirting for food and would do it again. In 2019, a study published by the Social Psychology Journal found up to 1 in 3 women have gone on dates just for a free meal.
I need you to stretch on this, so you guys got to talk.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll tell you right now, the food is always a great part of a date.
Yep.
It's not the reason I go on dates.
Okay.
And there's one particular restaurant I've had a lot of luck with, if you know what I mean. Things have always just worked out. They have.
Wait.
Yeah. It's a place in the city. They serve some great vegan tacos. And let me tell you, their mixed drinks. You know what I'm talking about. I think I told you about this.
Yes, you did.
Within the first couple of months of knowing you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still haven't been.
I can't take you, Abigail.
What do you mean you can't take me?
Well, because things work out a certain way.
Is this some kind of like shady deal? Like.
Oh man.
Listen, I'll be honest. It's the only reason I went on a second date with my husband.
Really? For the free meal?
Yeah, we were in college. Well, he was working in TV. He used to work in TV, and he was working at a TV station, and they gave him his Christmas bonus in gift cards. Mm-hmm. And so the first date was awful, and I wasn't going to go out with him again. And then he texted me and said, "I'm really sorry that date was horrible."
Having a lot of inappropriate thoughts now.
Shush. Said, "Sorry, the date was awful. I'll be really sad if I can't buy you dinner." And I was like, "Well, I've been eating dorm food for however many months, and I'm tired of it. So yeah, absolutely." So he took me to the macaroni grill, and
ooh, what'd we have?
I can't remember.
No,
I can't. But well, yeah. He's dyslexic, and he pronounced chicken parmesan as chicken permission, and I just remember really laughing so hard at that and being like,
wow.
I'm really.
Yeah. Listen, something tells me on that first night there was some dessert.
Okay. All right.
Stick around. We've got a lot more ahead.
Listen, he already doesn't like you. You're making it worse. When we come back, off to the classroom we go. More on that after this. Welcome back. As the school year comes to a close, students are eager to get outside to take a little break from their studies.
They certainly are. However, these summer months can be a good time to prepare for the next school year. This morning, we're getting some tips on how you can help your student get ready.
We're joined now by Susan Starrin from Sylvan Learning. Good morning. Always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We were just talking during the commercial break. I'm sorry. I'm walking all over you.
No, it's fine. Because I'm dumbfounded. What? Wait, we're talking about the start of the new year already?
Well,
Susan, we're not on summer break yet.
We're going to enjoy the summer. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to throw some fun learning into it. So we're not going to, rush the end of summer and get into the next school year. But doing some things now in order to prepare for the fall will be really, really beneficial for your kids. But you can make learning fun. It doesn't have to be traditional. It doesn't have to be inside a classroom or even sitting and doing workbooks. You can come up with a lot of fun, creative ways to get your kids engaged in learning, and they might not even know it.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I think about my mom was a teacher. She retired, but she was a teacher, and every year she would make us do these summer reading books. She would make us do these summer math books. We'd have to keep a journal. It was, it paid off, but we were miserable doing it. What do you recommend for parents so that their kids kind of keep their nose in a book somewhat and keep the knowledge flowing? Yeah.
Yes. Well, we can put a fun spin on it. So if you want your kids to read a book, which they should over the summer, make it fun. Make it a family affair. Either choose a book that can be a family book club, and then every week you choose a time where you're going to get together and you're going to talk about that book. Or take a book and go on a bike ride and go to a park and sit out together on a blanket and read together. So it kind of takes it out of just the boring kind of monotonous, I have to read before I go to bed, and it takes it outside to put a little, exciting twist on it and gives kids something to look forward to as a family adventure. You can really encourage kids to do math by doing fun games. Get them involved in board games. You can do math outside. You can take a basketball and practice math facts. You can get some chalk, which I always love, which you can practice writing in your driveway. If you're teaching kids letters or spelling, work on that in a fun kind of tactile way using that outside kind of technique with chalk. There's so many fun things. You can get older kids involved in planning a day trip. You can go to some historical sites and you can research some of the history behind it. We're really lucky to be in a really great area with a lot of kind of diverse history, which you can help your kids get engaged with.
Susan, I want to go back to the reading because I know you'll come back the first week of September and I'll ask you about those summer reading lists and how you play catch up really quickly and read, your 7 books in 48 hours. How do you approach it right now when those lists were just handed out to make sure you get everything done and then there is no stress come September?
Yes, summer planning is really key. Do not wait till the last minute. That kind of does put a negative kind of feel on the end of summer. But if you use some of those study skills, that's a great way to kind of infuse some of that learning into kids. Get a calendar, plan out the number of pages that you're going to read, set some goals for the summer, give rewards associated with that.
It's okay to incentivize.
Absolutely, and you should. And maybe the incentive is we're going to do something great together as a family, or we're going to, go to your favorite restaurant, or we're going to make a meal together. Those kind of things build skills too. So that family dynamic, anything to get your kids off of those screens and get engaged with learning, whether it's through conversation and building vocabulary, through reading, through planning and organization, through learning, through math practice, all of those things are going to really benefit them in the fall.
It is, I love learning. I think everybody should be like a lifelong learner. There's always more to learn. And I think that instilling that in kids at a very young age, that school doesn't have to be painful. It can be, if you get creative with it, something enjoyable. It can take them pretty far.
Absolutely. That's really a gift that you can give your kids, is the fact that learning can be fun and that learning has its own reward. And, in creating fun ways in order to help them experience that, they'll then pass that on to their kids too. You can look things up on the internet. You want to do science in your kitchen. You want to make ice cream together in a bag. You want to do a volcano in your backyard. The sky's really the limit. You can do anything, and kids can see that learning can be fun.
I'm going over to Susan's house
I know,
this
seriously.
summer.
Come
This
on
sounds like
over.
fun.
Yeah.
Susan Starrin, Sylvan Learning. For somebody sitting at home, they want to learn more. They want to get a jump start this summer. How do they do that?
You can always reach out to Sylvan at, sylvanlearning.com. We're always here to help.
Great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time right now, 9:47. When we come back, we are getting a special look at a performance that'll make you want to dance.
Certainly will. We're back on the other side of the break. $9:49, Garth Fagan Dance, the legendary company behind The Lion King on Broadway, is bringing its world-class talent to the Finger Lakes for the first ever residency.
They will take the stage at the Fort Hill Performing Arts Center in Canandaigua.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're joined this morning by Artistic Director Norwood Pennywell and Executive Director Natalie Rogers-Cropper. Good morning to you both. Thank you.
Morning, guys.
Waking
Good to
up.
see you again.
Appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so talk to us. The first residency in Garth Fagan Dance history. That's really incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we're very excited about even just discovering the Fort Hill Performing Arts Center. Natalie reminded me today that we'd been there before the renovation, but I didn't remember because my brain is fried right now. But yeah, it's going to be a very exciting experience to be in the venue. It's a beautiful, I believe the restoration happened in 2019, and the Performance Center was open 2020. Unfortunately, they couldn't continue on because of the COVID business. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting for us to be there. Our first summer residency there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So paint us a picture of what this residency will look like.
Well, it's going to be a fabulous show, and I hope everyone can get out to the Performing Arts Center to see. We're going to do a wonderful series of programming. We're going to have 3 pieces by our founder, Garth Fagan. We're going to start with the prelude, subtitled Discipline is Freedom, and that's where we get to introduce the audiences to the dancers and Garth's kind of perspective on how he creates a dance. And then we're really excited about a restoration we have put together called Senku. And Senku was inspired by a recording that a concert pianist William Netanyahu recorded, and Garth took a few pieces from the recording and decided to turn it into a score. And it's the subtitle of the album is Music Composed by People of African Descent. So we're really excited about mounting that. And then there's going to be an excerpt of a piece that's called Translation Transition. The excerpt is called One Love, and it's a very uplifting, exciting movement, and you see lots of dancers moving around the space in these very intricate patterns, and it's very uplifting. We'll end the show with that. I also have a works in progress that I'm going to present that's going to feature Sabrina Smalak and Kiara Haywood. And it's basically just a presentation of two young women and how they are navigating life at this point in their life. And then, of course, there's going to be the critically acclaimed piece by Natalie Rogers, Life Receding, who Natalie, I'm sure we'll talk about eventually. And it's just going to be a well-rounded program where you see lots of things from all of the creative talents in the company.
Let's dive right into that.
Seriously, yes. This piece has been going on in progress since 2022, or 2023, I should say. Started slowly because as executive director, there is no time. But, the artistic directors insisted you need to go put your hands in choreography. And I went, thank you, and Garth agreed. So this piece is Life Receding, is her title, and it was based on my reactions to how climate change is affecting the country that I'm originally from, which is Trinidad and Tobago, and the entire Caribbean. So what you see dancing here on the screen is part of the piece that I did. We have 4 elements: wind, water, fire, and earth, and they all dance together, so they are almost personified. And that's just kind of my personal take on that, especially now, where we see what's happening and what's being, taken away.
And I also neglected to mention that on the matinee performances, you're also going to be treated to a performance by the Garth Fagan Dance Ensemble. And they're going to be performing a piece choreographed by Ethan Beckwith Cohen. So you got to make sure the people come to the matinee performances in the afternoons, Saturday and Sunday.
Terrific. We are out of time, and if you want tickets and want to learn more, we'll post all the information you need to know on our website, foxrochester.com. Thank you both.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's good to see
Don't
you.
go anywhere. When we come back, our final thoughts this Tuesday morning. Right out to us, no intro. Final thoughts of the morning here.
What do we have?
I got nothing.
Fun.
We had a lot of laughs today.
Yep.
We did.
Listen,
Always good.
that's the best part of doing this show. We get to laugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
It was fun.
Yeah. And we've got a great forecast.
Yeah, we've got a warm forecast for sure. You know, for anybody that loves that Florida kind of heat, that's coming next week. So, and just be forewarned, could be a stretch in the 90s.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Looking forward
Sold.
to that.
All right. That does it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57. What channel are we on at that time?
13 WHAM ABC. Much more live local news coming up later today for 13 WHAM News at midday. You can join Mark and Steph there. We'll see you then.
Bye.